Hi, my name is Mickey Green and I'll be talking about the 5 steps in the decision-making process. Step 1 is identify and define the problem. When it comes to this stage, you will be gathering information, processing it, and deliberating it. You will also be setting goals in which will accomplish the decision-making. There are 3 common mistakes when doing this step. One of the mistakes is the problem might be defined with too much or not enough information. So for example, you come home from a long day of work and you go into the kitchen for a glass of water. You look into the sink and you see the sink full of dirty dishes. The next day, you tell a person who you know whose dishes are in the sink that you don't like a sink full of dirty dishes. That's a way of being too broad with the information. Another common mistake is focusing on the symptoms instead of the problem. So for example, volleyball. Offense is what scores the points, and the score is down by 10. The only thing you hear the coach saying is offense isn't doing so well. Instead of the coach trying to sugarcoat it, she should try to fix the problem by telling them exactly what they're doing wrong. Another common mistake is the wrong problem at the wrong time. So let's say you have a 17-page paper due by Friday and you have 10 questions due in the next 2 days. Right there, you need to decide which one is more important. Moving on to step 2, generate and evaluate the alternatives. This is where gathering the needed facts and information comes in place. Managers, bosses, coaches, and teachers need to be clear on what they know and what needs to be known. This is a good way of going differently about something so that you know what kind of consequences will come after or payoffs will come after. During the step, the cost-benefit analysis is used. This is where the evaluate alternatives comes in place. Step 3 is preferred course of action. There are 2 models being explored during this step. One of the models is the classical decision model, and the next model is the behavioral decision model. In the classical decision model, it is clear about the alternatives, the consequences are clear, and the problem is clearly defined. In the behavioral decision model, the alternatives are unclear, the consequences are unclear, and the problem isn't there yet. But people only pick the best alternative that best supports them. In step 4, you implement the decision. Managers are given a preferred way to go about a problem. Until they know how to go about the problem, nothing will be solved. This will take other people's support, willingness, and determination to help out the manager or he or she to solve the problem. One fault people do is the lack of participation error. When they don't include the decision-making process for the people whose support is necessary for implementation, this is a lack of participation error. When a manager uses the right people to be involved in the problem solving, that creates a better business. So for example, a group project. You see your friends in the corner waving off to you, telling you that they need you to be in the project. But then you look over to the side and you see a group of people who are determined about getting their work done, getting an A, and are very supportive of other people in their group. Right there and then you need to decide which one's more important, focusing on the latest gossip with your friends or trying to get an A in the class. Step 5 is evaluate the results. So you're pretty much going through step 4 through step 1, or step 1 through 4, and making sure that during those steps you achieved your goal. So for step 5, if the goal is not achieved by the end of step 5, then you need to go through step 1 through step 4 and see what you did wrong. If the goal is better than what you expected, then see why that was for future decision making. So through all 5 of these steps, the conduct of ethical analysis is combined. This step is important during the decision-making process because it will make sure that you are right on track. So the conduct of ethical analysis is pretty much your morals. It's making sure that you made the best decision throughout the process, not only for you but for your team. So during this, after you do all 5 of your steps, and then you do the conduct of ethnical analysis. You should be right on track of what you're doing in your decision.